I think you're overthinking it.
I know. I'm a classic overthinker, Dean. A classic overthinker.
Yeah, you make everything too difficult.
I mean, you're a classic underthinker. But in that, the duality of man, the light and the dark, it's perfectly balanced, and I think that's why our show is as good as it is.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We'd like to take a second to thank our friends over at Watto Scrapyard for sponsoring this week's episode.
Dean, occasionally, we get things wrong on the show. Okay. Now, when this
Not
Hot
often.
Toys homemade Spider-Man was released, we had some people that showed some initial photos of the this base accessory set,
Uh,
and based on some people that had it, I was led to believe maybe it's a translation issue, whatever. But from what they made it seem like, it was a cardboard
paper, yeah.
structure, yeah. And based on some actual video reviews, this is actually not entirely much better, but it's like a vacuum form plastic, very thin, not super great. But we did want to put that out there. I know we kind of railed on this pretty hard for it being cardboard last episode, so let's clear the air. We made a mistake. Everyone,
It still doesn't look to me like what they solicited.
that is true.
They
But
showed like a 3-dimensional from my eyes. I could be wrong, but it looks like a 3-dimensional like resin cast like digital square thing.
mhm,
And what you get is plastic that is crudely cut into shape.
yes,
So to
yeah.
me it's still egregious because what they solicited and what you end up getting is different, but
Yeah. Well, we should put it out there, though. I mean, we don't want to be giving our listeners false information.
fake news.
Yeah, we don't want to be part of the fake news. We have Red Wolf in the chat, Eric, Toy Mafia, DJ says it's his first show. Let's go, Dean. I think it's the first
Hey,
show. We gotta
yeah,
kick it off with a good old fashioned.
DJ from Optical 20's stream.
Oh yes.
He said he would check us out, and he did. Look at he's here.
What a guy! And then one up 6 scale from Austin, Texas. What is up from San Antonio, baby? 210 in the house.
Go.
Dean, it's time for the world's favorite podcast segment. Let's kick it off.
Yeah, it's new
This week.
Wow, I didn't know you were going to join me this time.
Well, it was DJ's first show. I wanted to kick it off right.
Oh wow, okay, good point. Yeah. So what you get new this week? I got another comic. I did not have it with me. Also on stream, I bought a 9.8 graded comic. It's also in the mail.
During our 4-hour Ox After Dark, which is a Patreon exclusive show, it was a fantastic little stream. It was a fantastic long ass fucking stream.
Yeah, dude, that I ended up getting shafted in at the end.
Live.
Yeah, live. And then I ordered some some face masks because the ones that you buy are too small for my big fucking face.
Yep.
And then it was buy one get 4 free for $20.
Not
so
bad.
Buy one for 20, and they go like all the way around your neck, and then you pull them over like a Hokage. Look at this.
My
Very
God.
cool. But that's pretty much it, man. I really didn't. I don't think I got anything cool.
I actually, I'm thinking right now, but I don't think I got anything new this week.
Wow.
I did get well, no, I had it last week, but the Watto's Scrapyard Miles Morales head.
Yeah.
I've been good this week. I did commit verbally to some deal with Steven from Steven's Collectibles and More. I have a good chunk of store credit there from some consignments that I had. And he has the Fans Toys, they call it Grinder, but it's Grimlock. And I committed to purchasing that if it's in good condition. It was brand new. He bought it for his personal collection, didn't end up needing it. And so he's going to take me some pictures of everything to make sure it's in good order. But if it is, I'll be buying that. And that's from Steven's Collectibles and More. down here in San Antonio, Texas. Red Wolf
Nice.
says, Dean, you still trying to pick up DX Fokker, thinking of going with Nippon Yasan and paying the scalper price of $365 shipped.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay that.
Eddie says, best stream ever. Let's do it again another night. Yeah, we'll definitely do more 4-hour streams in the future. It's just a matter of the, if because it has to be a good room. Like if the chat was dead, we would have kicked it off after like an hour. But everyone was in there giving us a lot of energy, and it was
like 15
grand old time.
people for 4 hours. Like, damn.
Yeah, and Red Wolf says, get the new Dino head. Yeah, I have that on my watch list on eBay. So let's get into the news.
Let's get right into the news. Just kidding.
Now, these are the 2020 Toy Fair exclusives. They have not been solicited on Sideshow just yet. And so we're starting here with the clear Iron Man Mark IV. Not a huge fan of this myself. I just think it looks kind of janky. It seems to have like a pretty nice little following on some of the groups. DJ says it's the flea market Iron Man. And yeah, this just looks not super great in my opinion.
Almost looks like a third-party figure.
Yeah, Dean, do you? I mean, I assume this is a pass for you based on some discussions we've had, but
pretty much this entire year is a pass in terms of Hot Toys.
Yeah,
at least all these exclusives.
Yeah, Sean says this looks terrible, and I really have to agree. I mean, the Mark IV is such a gorgeous armor, and I mean, I could think of like almost any other thing they could have done to it that would have been cooler than this. And yeah, definitely not a fan. Up next, the 2020 Toy Fair exclusive Spider-Man 2099. I think this looks really good.
This is probably the coolest one. But yeah, I don't have any love for this character. Not that I hate it. I don't know the character. So
you never played as this suit in the game?
No, I'm not going to get all excited over it.
I know we talked about it on stream, but Miguel O'Hara, obviously one of the like top alternate Spider-Mans out there. And a lot of people were disappointed that he was kind of relegated to a mid-credit scene cameo in the actual Spider-Verse film. But yeah, I love it. And I love the pointy finger. I think that's a new one.
But this isn't. Oh, that's hilarious. But this technically isn't Miguel O'Hara. This is Peter Parker.
Yes. I mean, I've never played the game, but I assume that you're just changing suits. You're not actually changing who you're
right. So, because somebody made a comment like, "Oh, he doesn't have his cape," but it's like, but Peter Parker doesn't use it. This is just Peter Parker in the suit. Now you can easily put it on your shelf and claim it's Miguel, which is that's cool and that's fine.
Yeah.
But that's why it doesn't come with some accessories maybe that a 2099 Spidey should have.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome. Sean says he'll be that guy. It's awesome. Other Sean says Dopo, and One Up 6 Kills says such a year. I'm choosing Sideshow Baby Yoda over a Hot Toys, which is crazy, dude. I think that Sideshow
that's
Baby
probably the
Yoda
better choice. Yeah,
is fucking fantastic. In fact, I'm regretting canceling my pre-order. I think I don't know. We'll see how the year turns out, but that might have to be a repurchase. The Toy Fair exclusive Thor Ragnarok Stanley. I certainly think that this looks nice, that it's well executed. But we made this point the last few After Darks. I just think in Ragnarok, there's so many more characters that I think people would rather have to fill out a collection other than, Stan Lee, which was like a 30-second cameo character. A little bit of a miss for me, but again, very well executed. The sculpt looks great. The glasses look great. The accessories look great. Love that it comes with a lock of Thor's hair.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, definitely a nice figure here. I like the outfit as well. Dean, is this what do you think about this?
Yeah, it just seems like a missed opportunity to make a character that I don't know matters.
Because you were saying Korg would be much
yeah,
more
even
wanted.
I would probably get a Korg, and that would be a much a larger, more expensive figure.
Yeah.
We already got a Stan Lee that again I think is a cooler representation of Stan Lee in the MCU. So I don't know. This just seems like a big old swing and a miss to me.
Yeah, DJ says they should have kept it at the spacesuit stand. It's such a great all-encompassing one for all the cameos. That's exactly.
And that one's still for sale. You can still buy that one.
Yeah, it's been hitting the groups recently. I mean, it's really nice. Like if I can find one super cheap, maybe I'd swing it, but after Domegate, Seamgate, who knows? Who knows? But this one really came out of left field. It's the Iron Man 2 first battle Whiplash. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is an indication of a Mark V Iron Man re-release. I definitely could see that coming. A lot of complaints were that the pants on the suit were not accurate, and Optical 20 in our joint stream with him on Saturday said that the uniform that was worn in the scene was actually copywritten by the racetrack. So they couldn't use, or trademarked by the racetrack, they couldn't use that specific color. I don't know how true that is, but that seems like something that would compound a figure like this. If you look at Miles Morales, the pattern on the Jordans are totally different than the real shoe, and that's obviously to get around licensing. Same thing with the Star Lord Sony Walkman being the wrong color. I can see this being an easily consolation, and a lot of people mentioned you could just throw it in bleach and have some orange pants. But I think it looks really good. The sculpt looks good, the body looks good, the accessories look good. Kind of shame on Hot Toys for reusing this base again. Uh, this was a racetrack, and I don't think there's just generic traffic stripes on most racetracks. But yeah, this is a little bit of a swing and a miss on the base.
To be fair, I believe that track is just city streets that they closed down.
Oh, okay. I think you're right, actually, because it was
Monaco.
it was okay. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, but you could also be right. I don't know for 100% fact.
Yeah. Sean says he has some connections at Hot Toys that they're going to continue doing more Stanley cameos. Also, re-releasing a diecast Mark One. That's fucking dope. I really want that. Would like that to happen. I need a Mark One because I have the Monger, the Mark Three, and the Mark One to complete it. The Mark Two,
yeah,
kind of like a cameo suit for me. In my
you
opinion,
had the Mark II, but the Mark II just ends up being the Mark III anyway. It's not a totally different suit. He paints it.
He does, but he remakes the Mark II because that's what becomes the first War Machine, right? Remember, Rhodes steals it.
I
In the
guess
fight?
maybe you're right, but I remember him having the
He
Mark
had it
II,
silver, and then
and
he's
then
like,
when he leaves for that party, he's
Yep.
like, throw a little hot rod red in there. I could
Yeah.
have sworn they were the same suit, but you're also right because Rhodey sees it at the end of the movie. But could that have been a different suit? I don't know.
Who knows? All I know is, man, if you're who was the actor that played Rhodes and Terrence Howard? If you're Terrence Howard, man, you missed out, dude. That's wild. Like if you got recasted, and I mean, it's such an odd thing to see Rhodes as Terrence Howard. When I watch Iron Man 1, it just like
Dude,
really
I
bothers
want them
me.
to redo, like refilm the scenes with
With Rhodes.
with Don Cheadle.
That would be
Because
fantastic.
really he's only in like a handful of scenes, and I don't think they're ever together. So you could like futz him in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a glaring like.
It really bothers me. Like it really bothers me.
It's really funny because in Iron Man 2, when Don Cheadle shows up, his first lines is like, "I'm here, just deal with it," which is kind of like them saying, "It's Don Cheadle now, move past it."
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool because I remember when they announced Don Cheadle, I was like, "That looks, I fucking hate Don Cheadle," but I think he killed it. I think I
Wait,
love
why
Don
would
Cheadle.
you hate Don Cheadle?
I don't know. I just like didn't like his face. Like he's not
My
intimidating, but
God.
I think that's what makes War Machine so cool in the MCU is like he's just kind of like a guy, if that makes sense. Because in the comics, he's like this fucking almost like Punisher kind of guy. He's like a badass, like half robot, like
My
all
God.
fucked up.
Yeah, I don't read that many comics, but this was a really cool release here by So Toys.
Yeah, this
Going
is
up for
morning.
pre-order, Dark Spider. This comes in at $150, releasing Q3 2020.
150.
I feel like I really want this jacket not to be pleather. Like I'd rather them just go with a fabric jacket, and this would have been a slam dunk. The pleather, we all know it's not going to last. This is a figure that probably in a year, 2 years, 3 years is just going to be falling apart. And that's a shame because I really like everything about this. The price is great. It's not coming out like in 5 million years. Comes with a dynamic stand on the base. Great assortment of hands. The web effects look about average, par for the course. But this just looks really good. Now there is a pre-order bonus here. It's the hat. I think it's kind of odd to make the hat the pre-order bonus. I don't really know what would make a better pre-order bonus, but maybe the Rubik's Cube. That would have been a great pre-order bonus.
But this isn't
the Spider-Verse Darks. You're
right, because this dude's obviously what is that, England?
That is England. Yes.
Yeah,
Looks like it.
Spider-Verse guy isn't.
Yeah, but in the movie, he said he fights Nazis, and there wasn't many Nazis in the United States. It's just to fight Nazis.
Yeah,
in Europe,
but
I
it's Nick
imagine.
Cage with no accent.
Yeah, but if you're an American fighting Nazis, why would you have an accent? You can fight Nazis and be any race.
Yeah, but you could also fight Nazis. I mean, they could come over here.
Nazis never did that,
But
though.
but guys also didn't turn into Spider-Man, so I don't
But
know
they
what
did.
you're arguing.
It's a fact.
Okay.
It's an actual known fact.
So you're saying that Nick Cage's characters went to war to fight Nazis and then stayed there as Spider-Man. I don't know anything about Spider-Man.
No,
War,
he's fighting Nazis. Like after the war, you go home for the most. Well, if you survive, and for the most part, you go home.
So he's
this
Spider-Man during World War II. Is what you're saying?
Well, there wasn't. Yeah, that in the movie, he says like I fight Nazis. Like that's when you would fight them. World War II.
Yeah, but like what do you call it? From the MCU, there's fucking Nazis all the time. They just don't go by Nazis.
So then they're not Nazis.
But they are Nazis. It's just like a.
We could spend 10 hours arguing this point. Sean Fear says it's not in our world, so who knows? Yeah, who knows? I mean, I'm not going to shit on this great figure because they photoshopped London in the background. I will admit that's not a choice.
I'm not saying that it's a bad figure. You're saying it should have came with a Tetris thing or a Rubik's Cube. Like it's not the same guy.
Yeah, but they're clearly making this figure to roll off of that Spider-Verse hype. Like, I mean, 3-4 years ago.
Spider-Man the War is a very popular character. I don't know what.
But his popularity has skyrocketed from this film.
I wouldn't say skyrocketed.
Okay. Well, there's so many Seans in the chat right now. It's very hard for me to keep track.
There are a lot of Seans.
It's Sean Central. That's going to be the next podcast episode. But yeah, Dark Spider looks great. Mars Toys is coming out with another kit. It's the Ninja Master.
Dude.
Now, I will preface everything that we've said the last 3, 4, 5 weeks with this company hasn't released anything just yet. But if this looks as good as this has been coming along, I'm talking about their Batman releases. We're still waiting on all this stuff. But this looks really, really good. What do you think, Dean?
Yo, I have some thoughts.
What
first thought, why? This looks fucking stupid.
What?
Like why? If you're gonna make a Ra's al Ghul, why this one? This just seems so lazy.
That's what he wears at the end of the movie, or not the end, but when he shows up to Wayne Manor and burns a bitch down.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's just like a suit. He's in a suit. Like make the Ra's al Ghul where he's in fucking fighting gear and shit. Like that's cool. This just seems like, hey, do we got extra suits laying around? What can we make? No, there's enough John Wicks on the market. Fuck it, throw a scarf on there and put Ra's al Ghul's head on it. I don't know.
You're not wrong. I don't think that you're wrong, but I will say, it seems like they went all out for the Scarecrow and the Joker. Like those are like you don't just have those parts. At least for the first Joker, like in reserve, like they had to make purple shit, pinstripe stuff. I mean, this looks great. I mean, just for now, I know a lot of people that are trying to complete their Batman Begins collections.
Yeah.
That Ra's al Ghul is a hard figure to create, like just to piece shit together. I don't think this is the worst thing in the world.
I will say the likeness is spot on. It just seems like of all the scenes in the movie, this is kind of the laziest.
Coming in at 113 Q4 2020 by the
way.
But
a good price though.
Yeah, 113.
That's a really good price.
And again, that's a kit. That's not with the body. But
but even
$15 body.
Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's worth World War III over. Now this was very interesting. Blitzway, Jimi Hendrix
Dude,
289, releasing Q4
this
2020.
kind of came out of no. Are they doing like a musicians lineup that I was unaware of?
That I'm not sure, but I must say it is really refreshing to see a company taking a leap, making something that isn't uh, Marvel, Star Wars. This
Yeah.
is so out there, and I love it. The price is a bit high, but again, they're probably not going to be selling as many of these as Hot Toys sells Iron Man. This is probably for a much smaller market. But this sculpt looks great. The hair looks great. The accessories look great. I would love to see more musicians made in 6 scale. Dean, you
And
own the Daft Punk figures. Those are fantastic. I know Molecule
uh,
8. I think they're pretty good.
they're
Molecule
cool.
8
I think
made
the bodies are absolute trash.
Yeah, Molecule 8 made the John Lennon very controversial there, but yeah, I mean,
Brian
there's
and
definitely a lot of musicians that would be great to see in 6 scale. I know Hot Toys made a few Michael Jacksons. What's up, Brian Fontaine?
what a guy
I
calling
will
us
say
sick.
this: what a guy, Brian Fontaine. Let's give Brian a round of applause. They were gonna
He gave the
postpone their
people what they
show,
wanted.
gave the people what they wanted. Okay, that's a great thing, and major props to him. Let's see. So Mario says Jimmy looks great. Renee says this Hendrick figure looks so good. I might pick one up. Sean says he wants a Nirvana. Mario says he wants a Prince and Michael Jackson 2-pack. Dude, I want a Prince Dave Chappelle 2-pack with the basketball
Oh my
gear.
god. And a couch. So this figure looks so good. I'm not even upset that it only has this one sculpt. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like uh, those two poses are very different from each other and it still works. Like it's just fantastic. I have no emotional or what's the word? Like I have no connection to Jimi Hendrix himself or his music. I probably know his songs. I just don't know like them by heart. Like if you're like, oh, this is Jimi Hendrix, I'd be like, oh, okay. But I couldn't name you a Jimi Hendrix song. So for
Uh-huh.
me, like I wouldn't buy this, but I can recognize how fucking cool it is, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because when you get a figure that has one sculpt, you're super limited by what you can do with it. But this sculpt just, I mean, you're right, two totally different poses. Absolutely looks fantastic with both. Like the Young Rich Miles, the stock sculpt is very like, I wouldn't say stoic, but it's very like, I don't know, it almost looks scared. And we'll talk about it
Gotta
again later in the show.
bother me.
But that's also what we'll talk about later in the show. But anyways, so with that sculpt, like when I was doing my review, I wanted to put it in dynamic poses with the sculpt, but every pose that I did, no matter how great everything from the neck down looked, as soon as you looked at the head looking very stoic and very scared, it just totally ruined the pose to the point that it was like unusable.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, you're right. The variance in the posing and the sculpt, it just looks fantastic. One up 6 scale says I'm getting 100%. I wonder how the final product is going to look. Stephen Kret in the chat. What's up, my
Oh,
good friend Stephen Kret? Now, Dean, tell the people of the world about this VF1S
I don't
Valkyrie,
even
the
want
Roy
to fucking
Fokker
talk.
special.
I'm so pissed.
All right. So up
So,
next,
so this was coming out. Danny Lee. I'm surprised Danny's not here. What the hell? Danny Lee and I were gonna get this. This was gonna go up for pre-order. They didn't know when it was gonna go up for pre-order, but it was speculated 4 p.m. in Japan. So it was like 3 a.m. here. So retails 180, 185 or something. we're doing our stream like, hey, we're gonna stay up. And everyone's in the chat, we're all hanging out. And the second this thing hit the market, it had sold out. And
yeah,
all of us were locked out of the site.
dude, it was. I mean, because I was on the site as well, just to dig around to see if I could pre-order it, because in case you couldn't, and immediately, I mean, you were on the page ready to click add to
Yeah,
cart.
I couldn't even hit refresh. It kicked me from the page, and it was like the servers are, which I mean, we say this all the time. How is this still a problem? How are your servers not ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I was looking at their website, and the actual figure page, you could like the figure page if you want, like the figure or something.
Mm-hmm.
It had something like 300 likes. So
Yeah.
let's just say the 300 people that liked it bought it. How is 300 people crashing your server? It could have been more, but like, what the hell? It just blows my mind. So I didn't get this figure, and now you're like stuck paying $400, which I'm just not gonna do.
Which is crazy because I mean you've paid that much for a figure, but it was like well after the release date.
Yeah, years later. Not this figure's still not even out. It doesn't come out till November, and there's already people trying to charge you $400 for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just not gonna. I'm just not gonna go there. Maybe in 2 years I'll do it, but not right now. Fuck you.
Yeah, if someone text Danny Lee, make sure he's all right. I'm worried now. I'm very worried. Dean, these were the event exclusive from the Tamashi event this year. Now they produced 4 figures last year for their world tour, is what they called it. And these are the 3 figures. We talked about the 4th one last week. It was the Goku repack, the Kid Goku repack rather. Now this is $60. It is available as early as August 2020 for shipping. It's the Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. I know you're really happy to see this, Dean. Tell me why.
Well, for you could get this figure for 2 reasons. So when Goku first becomes Super Saiyan, this is basically what he's wearing. He still has all of his shirt. Um, it is until like one of the last scenes where he's fighting Frieza that his shirt is ripped like a Tarzan kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like the awakening Goku, always to me, I was like, why? It doesn't make sense. And then for most of the Tournament of Power, this is also what he's wearing.
I think his gi is pretty intact until like the latter quarter of the Tournament of Power, right?
Right. But
Until he
like,
starts getting serious with Jiren, then his shit starts getting torn up.
yeah, I think it's like well after he goes full on Ultra Instinct, does his like all his shirt come off.
Yeah, exactly.
So like you could futz this like different head sculpts and put him in almost anywhere, and it's like it makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
So I almost want 2 of these.
So are you gonna still get the one that you said you were gonna buy from Ageless Geeks or no?
I mean, if that comes out first, this is coming out in August.
Of this year.
Yeah, when the hell is the Ageless Geeks coming out?
It's demoniacal fit, so who knows? But keep in mind this one you do need to pre-order on P Bandai or which is pay up front or do it on Big Bad Toy Store at a much higher premium.
Yeah.
Up next is Android 18. This one comes in at $50 again, releasing Q in August 2020.
I cannot believe they did this. Those absolute madmen. This
Dude,
is a perfect event exclusive
it's so dope.
because these figures are almost untouchable on the
220
aftermarket.
and up.
Yeah, and it's so funny, dude, going on Mercari and everyone's trying to purge them because their color is more accurate on these releases.
Yeah. But
It's like
also, I mean,
orange.
Bandai's just gotten better at making figures in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. She has like orange boots in the original one. It's like, why? I mean, these are easy pickups. Easy.
On the same note, Android 17. Now, this is where I'm at, Dean. I'm not really sure if I want to pre-order these. Because for me, I've said this before, I'm not a huge fan of the androids,
Uh,
especially 17. Um, and for me personally, the ideal version of these characters that I'd want is a Tournament of Power, pink suit 18, and then 17 with the Ranger outfit. For me
uh,
personally, those would be like the preferred. But at the same token, uh, it's taken them this long to make these. I think it could be years down the line before they get to
I mean, you can buy those versions. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they're third party and they're not up for pre-order yet. The other one was a double pack, but it was $100.
I mean, it's not that bad.
I don't know. I'm just saying I don't really know what I want to do.
Bucks, you could sell one. I'd buy the this version of 18 from you or 17. Yeah, I mean, when I think of the androids, this is what I think of. So, I mean, like I said, easy pickups.
You're gonna get both of these.
Yeah, and the Goku.
I think you have until I think it's like a month to pre-order these. They're gonna close down slots for these. So definitely you want to get your order in soon if you're serious to buy. Jace has also gone up for pre-order. This one is $58, releasing January 2021. So this is no longer an event exclusive figure. This is just a standard release. He does come with a second head for Goku to replicate when Ginyu did the body swap.
So hilarious, dude. I was literally trying to find a second Goku.
Dude,
so I could.
Movers and shakers, I think Sand Razor Earth Goku's going to start going up again.
Oh, it's already gone. It's already a $60 figure. That's from a $35 figure. It's not even a year old. Doubled in price.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious because I was trying to find like one at a decent price, like maybe $50. Because I was like, oh, I have the extra scouter that comes with Vegeta, but his is pink, not green.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do it. But and then this came out, I was like, oh, that's fucking hilarious, dude. Because literally that same week I was thinking about doing this.
I think it looks pretty great, honestly.
Yeah.
A slam dunk even. And not wanting to leave fans without the full team, they did announce the rest of the Ginyu squad at the event. So what's his name? Guldo comes with Birder.
Yeah.
Goldo comes with Birder. And Goldo is an accessory, so it's just in a set pose. And Raccoon. So the full Ginyu squad is going to be available. Unfortunately, this was like it's not like a Hot Toys booth where it's like a 360 view. It's only viewable from three sides, and so we don't have a front-facing view of Raccoon yet. But he was in his Ginyu pose, and he looks like a big figure, and he looks pretty good. So definitely glad to see them do the full team.
I want to say Jace is like the tallest Dragon Ball figure or character.
You mean Birder?
Yeah, Birder. Sorry, the blue guy, Birder. So that's gonna be a big ass box because he's also coming with Goldo.
Big ass box.
Okay, so you said Goldo is only gonna be in this pose?
Yeah, it's like a statue.
Dude, so movers and shakers, the demoniacal fit Goldo
is going up, I think, because Demoniacal Fit just announced that they're going to reproduce that figure, like a second batch of it.
Yeah, because it's not very expensive right now.
It's like $50.
Yeah, I've passed on it multiple times. But yeah, this is cool, man. Birder is a really cool character. Raccoon, obviously, super dope. Yeah, these are, I mean, I want to say they're easy pickups, but that's a lot of money, man.
I mean, it blows my mind that they give you 5 Ginyu Squad figures and we still only have final form Frieza. We don't have first form, second, or third form. Hopefully we'll get those soon, and also I know your personal favorite Namek Saga Vegeta. So we'll definitely see what happens with those. But I mean, I guess it is good. We complain a lot when companies don't complete a line, and it looks like they are going to give us the full Ginyu Squad. Dean, this is something that I was really excited for. It's the World Tournament Diorama. This retails for $30, releasing October 2020. It does have, you see this little square here, it is removable, and you can you like kind of like break off little chunks of the backdrop, and so it is like an arena that you can, it comes with like a crater that you can place in there, so you can display it as fully intact, you can display it as like battle damaged, and it's definitely not super huge, the platform, but I think it's good enough to give you the idea of the ring, because the ring is really it's one of those things that just is not really consistent. Like if they'll give you aerial shots of the ring, and you might count like 30 tiles, and then there's other shots of the ring where it's like 60 tiles wide. It's the scale of the ring is very inconsistent, so for them to pick something that is feasible for people to display, I think this is perfect.
Consistent too. Sometimes I think that the drawings are for the sake of like awe. Like when Gohan like gut punches Cell, Cell is like 50 times his size.
Mhm.
And then you'll see them like next to each other and they're pretty normal. So I don't know. To me, scale's not like that big a deal.
Yeah, but this looks fantastic, and $30 releasing October.
Did it come with the figures? That's $20. That's like a steal.
No. So it was rumored to come with Goku, but
Okay.
I don't know if that's like an event exclusive version of this because the Amazon product page, which was $30, did not show Goku in the description or
I
in
don't
the
I don't
photos.
need the Goku anyways. So that's not a big deal. So that's cool.
Yeah, and as long as this backdrop here is made of plastic, I mean that's really. I mean, I'm happy to spend $30 if this is all plastic and not cardboard. Uh, but yeah, this is the third or the next wave rather of Dragon Stars. We have Super Saiyan Bardock, which is from like I don't know if it's technically canon. I honestly don't know really,
I
but
get it.
it is there. Super Saiyan Vegito and Janemba. And Janemba does have his sword, so these are the next three. There's no pictures yet of the base form Gotenks, so people think he may have been bumped to a next wave. But yeah, these look really good. I have no complaints about any of these.
No, I will say because I was watching Vegito because this is Vegito right here.
Yeah,
Fight Boo. I was
okay.
just like, oh, let me see him fuck him up. And I didn't realize, I completely forgot that the power of like creating a sword with your hand that Goku Black does in Dragon Ball Super, Vegito does it in that fight. He
Yeah,
fucking he was like, oh shit, okay, that wasn't like
a new
something.
thing.
Yeah, it was like it had like I
The
would say
scythe, I think, was like the next advancement of that because I don't think I've ever seen a character just like make an energy scythe. The
right.
sword is one thing, but yeah, I mean that's pretty cool.
I thought it was awesome. I just throw that out there.
Dean, tell me about these figures here. I think this is the Bring Arts variant Marvel set. These come in at $110, releasing November 2020. So we have Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Captain America. So what's the deal with these figures?
Yeah, so when this is our new figure line, Bring Arts Kai, which is roughly 1/12 scale. So these are not very big figures. Um, when Play Arts Kai was a thing, which they don't do anymore technically, they had a Marvel variant line, which was pretty successful. People really like that line. And it's Marvel characters designed by Tetsuya Nomura, which if you don't know, he's like the guy who designs most of the Final Fantasy characters. So they're very stylized, very cool looking. And this line was just very successful. So when they canceled um the Player Sky line, people were kind of like, oh damn, like we're not gonna get any cool Marvel figures. Well, they finally announced these after I think it's been like 2 years. The Bring Arts Marvel variant line by Tetsuya Nomura. So tons of articulation, very well made. Bring Arts is basically Play Arts Kai just shrunk down. So yeah, these are their first releases: Spider-Man, Cap, and Iron Man.
I think Must Scoop is one of the greatest comments I've ever seen in this live stream.
Yeah,
I
dude.
would like that to become a thing. Hashtag Must Scoop. Yeah, these look pretty cool. I'm not. I
It's
don't
an
know.
easy pass for me, but I know people really love this line.
Well, these are
So
all like. I mean, these almost remind me of like those Bandai. They're like the Oriental style. Are these just
yeah,
like a? These are not like in any Iron Man or Spider Man or
they're
Captain
just
canon.
designed by a Japanese dude, basically. Like if
I
he was gonna put them in his game, this is what they would look like.
I will be 100% honest. I fucking hate all three of these designs. These are just so bad.
Yeah, like I said, it's an easy pass for me. The only one I think I've ever really liked was his Deadpool,
Hmm.
his Wolverine, and his Batman was sweet. He also did a DC line, by the way. I think he did Batman and Catwoman. They're so cool. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. This was something that you were really excited about. It's the Mega House variable action high spec Ghost in the Shell. And I will
Dude,
let you tell me what characters these are because I literally can't read that first name.
this is Motoko, obviously, the major. I don't know the little robot's name off the
This is
top of my head.
Tachikoma.
Okay. I want to say this is 1/12 scale. She could fit inside the machine and pilot it. Um, but Mega House, I cannot find any of their shit that's released. So I think this is like a really new company. I've never heard of them on Ami Ami. I mean, literally everything they have is for pre-order. So I'm excited to see how this turns out because I've just always kind of like Ghost in the Shell, and I remember I used to play the game on the PS1 and pilot these little ships and blow shit up. So it's been a while since I've watched the anime, so I don't remember this character, the little robot. I want to say it talks, but I could be wrong. Um, I think this is off the new Netflix adaptation I have not watched, which I'll probably start tonight. Um, so yeah, I'm just kind of excited because it looks really well made. The price seemed okay. What was it? 120-ish?
This one is 145, releasing January 2021.
Yeah, so it's a little far out in terms of like saving up the money. Um, but it just looks cool. There's like different vehicle modes for the little robot that comes with wheels and stuff. It's like I said, it's cool that she could fit inside and pilot it. Um, I don't think she comes with like alternate faces or anything, but you're already getting kind of like a bunch of stuff in this box. So I'm just excited to see how this turns out because I have no idea. If anybody knows who Mega House is, like, let me know because I have no idea who that is.
We got
Hey,
Vintage Viewport in the chat. What up, CW crew? Just checking in before this old man goes to sleep.
okay, old but gold. That dude is handsome as hell.
Aging like fine wine. What a guy.
Dude, you're 100% right. He's probably got a big ass smile on his face right now.
I thought you were going to go somewhere.
Whoa, Zach. Dude.
The way you lean into that one, I was like, wow, we're going to go there on the show. I'm sorry. Yeah, so this is how she fits into the I forgot I put more pictures in there, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know how much of this is going to be die cast. I don't know if it's going to be heavy or light. I'm just excited to see how it turns out.
Yep. It looks pretty neat.
Oh, it's that time again, isn't it?
It really is.
The scrapyard, Annie. I don't know what that
sound like Ja Rule.
Yeah, we want to take a second to thank our friends over at Watto Scrapyard for sponsoring this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. You can find them on Instagram at Watto Scrapyard, which is also their Facebook and eBay name. They make 3D printed parts for your hard to come by Kenner and Hasbro vehicles, as well as resin printed head sculpts of dozens of different characters in the Star Wars universe and other universes. If you don't see a character that you are looking for, you could send them a private message and get it made for a reasonable fee. So shout out Watto Scrapyard and Sean Beer.
What a guy. Now, Dean, our retro, or I don't know if you call it retro review anymore. We need to retitle this because we're starting to review some new films, but our movie of the week was Sucker Punch. So Sucker Punch stars Emily Browning as Baby Doll, a young woman who is committed to a mental institution and copes by envisioning it as a brothel. She teams up with 4 dancers / prisoners to escape before her scheduled lobotomy. By the way, lobotomy, they're horrifying. Like, don't look that up on YouTube.
Well, what's a look of lobotomy videos?
I had to do it.
Can you tell us how weird that is? Because I thought it was weird.
That is not weird. I am a man who went to school and learned about human anatomy. I was studying to be a learning doctor, and I'm here now. So let's see. As she collects the items she needs for escape, she enters another level of fantasy in which the women become strong, experienced warriors. Each fantasy is a parallel to the events in the brothel. Where'd you go, Dean? What the hell? He just disappeared.
I'm gonna grab my figure. Hold on.
Oh, I was like, okay, thanks. Left me hanging. Anyways, so I'll carry on here.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. So Sucker Punch was a very interesting movie. So I wouldn't say I loved it. Um, and I would say part of that probably has to do with like how things are going now in the world. To me, this is a very dark film. Like, I mean, this person has been committed against her will to be in this uh asylum, and over her head is the fact that, as mentioned, she's going to get a lobotomy.
Right.
And there's some twisty stuff in the film, and I just was really sad at the end. I was just like, I'm
Uh,
sad about the world right now, and then this movie just made me more sad. You know,
yeah. So,
Zack Schneider typically color grades his films very dark, and this was like the nth degree of that. And so, I mean, maybe if I watched this movie 6 months ago when things were a little happier in the world, I think I probably would have enjoyed it more. But for me, this was just like 2 hours of admittedly entertaining action, but it just wasn't really a
so
satisfying conclusion
the
of a film for me.
one of the points of the movie. Have you? Did your version of the movie have the end scene with John Hamm where he's like seducing her?
The last scene of okay,
It's
first
one.
off, everyone's saying it's Zack Snyder, not Schneider. First off, I don't say his name right unless he makes a good Batman Justice League final cut. So until then, it's Zack Schneider. Second off, the last scene that I saw was she was getting on the bus and these police officers were accosting her. And the guy who was the bus driver was the person that kicked off Baby Doll's quest. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, she's been on this bus forever. She's been a treat. And then the movie ended, and then that's where it ended.
So one of the last they took it out of the movie for the theatrical release is John Hamm, and he comes to, it's right after Baby Doll gets punched in the face. She wakes up in a room, she's being treated by nurses, or this is the brothel, so she's being treated by two other like prostitutes essentially, and John Hamm is there, and he's like, I paid a lot of money to have sex with you, but I don't want to if you don't want to. So he like seduces her. Well, that scene got cut from the movie because it's very sexually suggestive. And one of the points of the movie was so we could basically brutalize women, objectify women, but the second you imply sex, it gets an R rating. It's
Wait,
kind of
but you
like
said the last scene.
one of the last scenes
Oh, one of the last scenes. Okay, I was going to
that
say
you
that.
see with Baby Doll.
Yeah,
Also, there it's kind of debated that the movie isn't Baby Doll doesn't exist. It's
really.
it's all in Sweet Pea's head.
Holy
The first scene that you see Sweet Pea in, when right as the hammer goes back, it cuts to the brothel, and Sweet Pea gets all pissed off. She's like, "What the fuck is this? It's supposed to be sexy." And right before she leaves the room, she's like, "I'm the main character." She
yeah.
tells
Yeah, she
that
tells you like I'm the star of the show.
I'm the star of the show. So a lot of people think that she creates Baby Doll in her head, and Baby Dolls, they always say, they don't say escape, they say freedom, which is freedom from the trauma, not technically freedom from the lobotomy or being in the hospital.
Mhm,
I think they use the word escape once, and
mhm.
then the rest of the time it's like, oh, like you need to like fight for your freedom or whatever, which is essentially getting a lobotomy. She wants to get a lobotomy. So when the old guy is mentoring them through the movie. At the end of the movie, when Sweet Pea gets on the bus, he's still there. So it's like, did she get lobotomized and this is now her freedom, or is this actually happening? So a lot of people, it's like highly debated. Like, did Baby Doll help Sweet Pea escape, or was all of this in Sweet Pea's head and Baby Doll never even existed? Because after her lobotomy, you never see Baby Doll's face.
I mean, if you tell me that's true, that makes sense. But
Yeah, she gets the lobotomy, and then Oscar Isaac goes in there to talk to her. You never.
But you only see her from behind when he's kissing her.
Yeah, so it could possibly be Sweet Pea as well. So it's like, dude,
so in theory, you're saying what you're saying is actually that makes a lot of sense. Is why the old man was in both of their fantasies is because oh shit, that's wild.
It's like, did Baby Doll actually exist, or was she created by Sweet Pea to deal with her own trauma? So there's
Fern in the chat is telling me Schneider, not Schneider, and then spells "get the hell out of here" wrong. So don't be coming at me with that BS.
Get the out here.
Get the out here. Yeah. So what is your take on it out of 10?
Oh, dude, I was blown away the first time I saw this movie.
I will say I really liked the way that the ladies, I don't know, something about their gun work was really satisfying for me. Like when they're in the steampunk Nazi scene, I really like that.
Yeah, there's like no blood in the movie. It's all it's either smoke or light.
It's smoke, yeah. That is true. That is true.
Yeah, dude, the first time I saw this movie, I was like, what? And then like you gotta watch it again, and then I've watched, like synopses and stuff like that. Like I said, this isn't a movie you could just like kind of like not really pay attention to. There's like also another scene that's not in the theatrical one. It's like a song and dance, but it's really like bright and colorful. And for the brothel, it just kind of like didn't make any sense. Kevin, stop it. But yeah, there's just like a lot of little details, like the story of Baby Doll is on her sword all the way to the lobotomy. Like it's just like tiny little details like that. I don't think I could pick it up on this, but like you see the part with the dragon and stuff on here. I don't know, I think it's like a solid like 8-9 out of 10. The action scenes, like when she fights the samurai, that's such a cool fucking scene, dude.
The giant samurais.
She carries around a 1911. Like, how fucking cool is that?
1911 is dope. It really bothered me if she kept one-handing it. I wanted to see her two-handed.
Dude, was she fucking two-hands it in the eyes of the samurai though?
That was dope.
Dude, that fight sequence alone is like a 10 out of 10.
Dude, yeah, I really enjoyed shit out of her several times.
And I'm really glad that I picked up the Hot Toys.
So how did you get the Hot Toys Baby Doll? Remind me.
I've been looking for this for a while.
Is that from Greg?
No, this is from Rick
Sollers. Okay.
I had put out a want to buy, and he ended up getting one in a trade. And so I was able to pick it up for like, at the time she was selling for like 500, and I think he sold it to me for like 220 or something. It was a really good deal. And it was like brand new sealed, like no one's ever touched it before. It's just such a cool figure on the shelf. Like, she stands out. There's really nothing like it. So
this is Jason Nelson's collection, or is this whose collection is it?
This is Jason Nelson's. These are the Gentle Giant statues that are limited like to 1,000 each. He's got Baby Doll, Sweet Pea, Rocket, Amber, I forget her name, Vanessa Hudgens.
This one?
She's such a babe though.
Blondie?
Is her name Blondie? She's not even blonde.
I believe so, and I think that's how I remember that, because I had to Google it and I was like, wow, she's not blonde. Okay.
Yeah, Vanessa Hudgens. She's a babe.
Eddie says, I hate myself for missing out on that Baby Doll statue. And Fern, congratulations. Fern got the Amber and Baby Doll from
it's because of Fern. You watched the movie this week.
Yeah, Dean, I have a suggestion for next week. All right, hear me out, and I'm gonna say this live. It's my turn to pick. I would like us to watch the 2010 Where the Wild Things Are.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet, but I
I
was
haven't.
working on those Wild Things statues, and I was like, well, let's do it. So that is our movie for next week. So Where the Wild Things Are, the live action. If anyone wants to watch it and comment on Ox what you think, please do so, and we'll definitely put that up. So, Dean, it's time to talk about the joy of hobbying.
Yeah, dude.
Last week, we showed off the Miles Morales head sculpt, and Victoria did a great job of painting it up as Miles Morales. I tried to paint it, and it turned out really bad, so I stripped all the paint, and she had painted it really well, and I think it came out really good. What do you think?
Yeah, dude, it's fantastic. Waldo does such a great job sculpting that. So the paint
Yeah,
just to life, but no, nothing to wave a stick at or anything. It's fantastic all the way around.
yeah, I really like it. This is my continued work in progress on Danny Lee, his Captain America sculpt. So I've mounted it to the neck with the two-part mold putty, and I'm hoping that it should be done here in the next few days. I think I just have to work on the flesh and do the eyes, but you can see it's come quite a bit since last week,
Yeah, it looks
and
fantastic.
I am really happy with it so far. Next up, Dean, we have my Roshi. So this is what it comes looking like stock. It's like a purplish white on the pants. I painted them actual purple and painted the shoes from dark purple to black like they were in the anime. I just need to clean up the bottom edges a little bit. And I am looking at doing a head swap. So that is hopefully going to be an update for
Yeah, the
next
head's a
week.
little tiny.
Yeah, so I picked up one of those. I know, Dean, I collect a lot of those world collectible figures, the ones that are like figuart size heads on like tiny bodies. And I'm hoping the Roshi from that line can fit on this one with a little bit of modification. So we'll let you guys know next week how it turns out. And last but not least, this was the Wild Things statues that I got from Deanie, Dean's mom. Well, Deanie is Dean's sister, but Deanie gave them to me on behalf of you guys' mother. They were broken in a few different places, and I had to make new pegs rather, and then pin this figure in. And they came out great. I just have a few little bits of paint touch ups to do, but I think these came out really good. And we talked about it a little bit on After Dark last night. But yeah, I'm really happy with how these turned out.
Yeah, she's gonna be so stoked. She was in the chat last night to see them. I had messaged her. I was like, "Hey, we're talking about them." So it's very cool, man.
What does she think about it? You think she's gonna like them when they're done?
Oh, yeah, dude. I didn't even think she would care all that much if you didn't paint them. So the fact that you're even doing that is a plus. So she's extremely happy.
What a guy, or what a lady actually. Why say what a guy?
We're so used to saying, "What is that?"
What a guy. But yeah, I'm really excited to get those back to her. But let's cap the show off. We have Grinds My Gears, Dean. Now, we talked about this on After Dark. I have the post here. So, on one of our local toy groups, we saw this post, and it says, I go to Walmart by my house and ask for the Casey Jones and Raphael NECA because the price sticker is there, but there are no figures. I asked the guy that worked in that department if he can look in the back, and for a few minutes that I can put up with him, he kept trying to convince me that they were pops. They are not pops, and he refused to look for it. That is why scalpers get their way. That may be true. Okay, that may be true. But first off, not everyone that's in toys just works in toys. First and foremost, at most any store, uh,
Specifically Target, yeah.
Walmart, and
Well, my
um,
friend's brother works at Walmart in the toy section, and he only does toys.
oh well, every time I go to Walmart, there's a different person in toys, and from my experience, they just kind of float around. But anyways, Target
I mean,
specifically, I guess in your case, but in this case, this is a Walmart thing. But I think now is
oh, why
really
did I think
not,
it-
huh?
why did I think this was Target?
I don't know.
Aren't these NECA figures?
They're Walmart exclusives.
Weird. I thought the NECA was only in Target.
No, Walmart carries NECA. It's in the video
Weird.
game section.
You're right. You're right.
At any rate,
Yeah.
now is not the time. Yeah, Manny is right. These are in electronics too. Let me feature this comment. Now's not the time to shit on Walmart employees, grocery store employees, anyone that's still working right now, like at work and dealing with people in their face all fucking day, putting their lives at risk, now is not the time to go on social media and blast people because they don't know about the stupid toy that's brand new that they don't give a shit about. And they're
I'm
trying
mad
to put
because they didn't get the toy I wanted while there's a pandemic going on.
when they're trying to put food on their table and also not die from that Rona. This is Eric, right?
Yeah,
Says coming from a dude that works at Walmart, I usually stock groceries and they put me everywhere and anywhere that needs help. That associate could have scanned the tag and it would have told us everything. DJ says, thank you. I just don't think it's like, I mean, I'm at the point with my job that I'm not taking shit from anyone. It's just, I'm out there working my ass off. You know, you're working during this pandemic. Manny's working. Lots of our friends are at jobs that they're at risk, especially Rainer. And I just don't think as a collecting community, we should put that into the world with what's going on. Grinds my gears for this week, team. What do you think about this?
you're 100% accurate. I agree with your whole sentiment. It's fucking bullshit. It's like, dude, like there are way bigger problems going on in the world. Then you didn't get your Casey Jones toy.
Yeah.
Um, like I don't know if you need a big old fucking slap upside the head, or you act like. Well, I don't want to say that. Yeah, it's just what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Me or
No, not you. Like the guy, like complaining.
someone asked for a picture of my Rex. I was like, oh, I'll take it real quick while Dean's chatting it up.
Oh, sorry. No, I was like, there's bigger problems in the world that other than you didn't get Casey Jones. I want my figure, guys. And the Walmart employee was mean to me and he's gonna scalp me for it. It's like, okay, well then don't buy it. I draw the line in the fucking sand. I'm not paying more than this price for something. I don't buy it. I don't get it in my collection. Oh well.
I'll even take it a step further. So Manny says they shouldn't hog the new exclusives. If that toy Dean wanted to PO was at Walmart, that happened, he'd be pissed too, in my opinion. I'll take it a step further. If you're working at Walmart and you happen to have that toy in your store and you want it, I think that I personally agree that you should have first dibs. Manny works for HEB,
yeah, we had
and
this
I would,
conversation the other
yeah,
day.
I would be curious, Manny, if your store is giving you first dibs on toilet paper, hand sanitizer, water, do you take it and purchase it, or do you wait until everyone in the store in the world of San Antonio gets it first? I'd like to know, Manny. So please let me know. But I mean, it is the perk of working for the job. I mean,
But another thing, Manny, is I'm also not trying to buy these figures to rip people off. I just wanted one to pre-order. So this dude's pissed off. Like, I get it. But am I pissed off I didn't get my pre-order? Yeah, but guess what I'm not gonna do? Pay some asshole $400 for it. I'm just not. So whether it happened in the store or online, I'm not gonna fucking take to the streets and be like, look what they did to me, guys. It's like, okay, just move on. Like, it fucking sucks, but what are you gonna do about it? Like, really, what are you gonna do about it? Are you helping Walmart sees this and it's like, oh, let's put the fucking pandemic aside and get this guy his fucking Casey Jones and Raphael figure?
DJ says, I don't work retail, but I work at a restaurant for my second job and hate when people come in on some BS like my guy. I shouldn't even be serving you during this pandemic. Get out of my face.
Yeah, I don't, dude. I have no idea why people are eating inside establishments. Stay the fuck home in your car. Get it curbside. I feel like I take crazy pills.
Eric says, why is Walmart getting exclusives? Walmart has exclusives for all kinds of things.
Dude, after Toys R Us went out, dude,
Yeah, everyone was like fair game on everything.
Yeah.
Dean, next Monday, Collecting Comics episode 2 is coming out. It's going to be a premiere like here's my man. He says, first, I don't work in the store, and second, yeah, I'd buy it because I know others who will be able to get it. It would be different if HEB only got 2 packs of toilet paper and I bought them both. That's a fair point, but I mean it's a fair point, but I still think that
But they're not.
how
they're not getting 2 Casey Jones figures. They're getting a whole bunch.
Yeah, given how much shit these people have to deal with working in the store, the risk to their health, their family's health, etc. I will give them a pass during the coronavirus pandemic.
I will say this. As a HEB employee, I have access to the store before and after it closes. As an employee, I have first dibs on the stuff they put out the day before or the stuff they're going to start putting out that night. I haven't capitalized on that once. I could go get it, but I just don't. Like,
so let me ask you this, Dean. So HEB carries toys also. So are you allowed to shop the whole store, or is it like only?
Yeah, I'm allowed to go in there and shop. Now, my store doesn't carry toys. Like, they have a toy section, but it's like
I mean, I guess it depends on the like the 1604 Bandera HEB has like a pretty decent toy aisle.
Pretty cool section.
Yeah.
I mean, that's at the pandemic right now, but
yeah, if we're talking any day of the week before this, yeah, that's shitty. But I'm talking specifically in the case where these people are in there in the trenches. I give them a pass.
I will say during normal, like, let's just say it's just another day, no pandemic, you're not allowed to do that. Like, if I know the guy who orders the toys, I can't tell him like, hey, order me a pack. I'm not allowed to do that. But if I'm like, hey, when's the order come in, and I know I'm privy to that information, I can get first dibs, just in terms of like, I know when he's going to order them, when they'll be on the shelf. But yeah, HEB doesn't just let us do whatever the fuck we want just because we work there.
Yeah, I'm not taking any shit during COVID, man.
HEB's a grocery store.
Yeah, Fernando, HEB is the best grocery store in the world. But anyways, Collecting Comics episode 2 dropping Monday. I believe it's at 8:30. It's going to be a premiere video. It's like a 30-40 minute production. Big shout out to Sean for producing that. I believe Manny said Creeps Are Us may be recording its next episode this week, so we will let you guys know.
I'm excited.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Eric says it's actually illegal to buy before it goes out on the shelf. It's called understocking. What do you say about that, Dean?
I've never heard that, but I don't know. I don't deal with like stocking side. I'm just a cashier, so.
But anyways, so Manny may be doing episode 5 of Creeps, so stay tuned for that. And this Friday at 9:30, live only on our Facebook, so it's not going to be live on YouTube. We are doing the first ever auction. That is a live auction show where we will be auctioning some figures from our listeners and from us. So here's a little bit of a teaser of the first few lots that we have. MP10 Black Convoy, Street Fighter Cammy, The Punisher, Wolverine. These are all by Medicom. Harley Quinn, the Terminator Police Shootout, some Black Series figures. And Dean, this is, remind me, Sora?
Yeah, from Kingdom Hearts.
From Kingdom Hearts. So we have several people that are working on getting all the I's and T's crossed to list for Friday. But if you want to check that out, Friday, it is going to be on our Facebook group, Collecting Weekly Auxiliaries. So be sure to join so that you can take part in the inaugural event. Dean, let's give a shout out to our patrons.
Yeah, Ben Porter, Griffin Cabell, Sean Fear, Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric. How do you say Eric's last name? I don't know. Mariscal?
Sure.
Wait, which Eric is this?
That's our Eric.
It is, right? I didn't know he was a Patreon.
Yeah, he joined after the last episode. I think he wanted the creep sticker.
Angel. That's what I would do. The second I saw his last name, it tripped me up. I was like, wait. Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Kratz, Jason Nelson, Big Old Fern, Eric Ruiz, Mario Cortez, Stephen Percha, Sean, Yahtzee. I always have to stop on Yahtzee because I don't want to mess it up. And Scott Bradley. What a bunch of sweethearts.
What a bunch of sweethearts. They keep our show production going. And you can also join these angels here. So we have a Sweet Angel $5 tier, sticker sent straight to your door, and you get access to our Ox After Dark production, which goes live and then it gets locked down. The $15 tier is an official certified crispy certificate, a free sculpt painted by Darkside Customs once per year after your 3rd month of Patreon, And like Deanie, if you have a figure that's broken, you can message me beforehand and we'll get it fixed for you if it's possible at no cost to you other than supplies. So definitely some neat benefits there. This is a sticker of the month. It's the holographic Creeps Are Us. And let me show it to you on solo cam.
Using my
I think
joint juice.
it looks pretty great.
Dude, it looks hella good. Wah wah.
I love
Wah,
it.
wah.
But yeah, so that is I think that's it for the show. Big shout out to everyone that tuned in tonight. I think we had 20 people watching at the average number of people watching. It was really good. Eddie says, what month is the comic sticker? So we have not voted for the August sticker, but that'll be up in that sticker will join the other stickers and or that design rather. So we won't know until it gets voted in. But big shout out to Brian and Chris TC from Six Scale Scavengers. They joined us earlier today. Optical 20. We had a joint live stream with him last week. Matt Mangum, Rogue 16. They do some great podcast productions. And big shout out to everyone on our team. This week on Thursday, we also have hopefully our interview with Chronicle Collectibles. That's going to be at 3 p.m.
What day
but
is it?
Thursday. But we're going to confirm that. And I don't think it's going to be live, but it will be up on the feed as soon as we can get it up there. And then also Friday again, 9:30, we are doing auction. And hopefully sometime this week we'll have Creeps Are Us on the network. So Dean, do you want to give any shout outs tonight?
Shout out to DJ. He said he was going to check us out, and he did. Way to go!
Big shout out to DJ. Let me answer some questions here. Eddie says, what month is the comic sticker? So we did change the design from Hulk to Iron Man. Sean is a huge Iron Man fan, so he wanted it for his show to be Iron Man. Eddie says the holographic is sick. Eric asks, is it possible to get the new this week sticker still? So the way that Patreon works is if you want a sticker from the past, we do have a small backlog of stickers. So these can be purchased for an additional upside down for additional price. Just as you know, you just hit me up and we'll get you sorted. But yeah, so they can.
Is the crispiest.
It's a really nice sticker. Yeah, I think so. So the reason we do that is because people had already paid for that month sticker, so that way it's not like you join at the end of the year and get 12 stickers. You know. DJ says he loves the show. He will be back. What a guy! What a guy! Mario says good night. Good night, Mario. We gotta check on Danny Lee. I'm concerned he wasn't in the show today. Eric says I'll hit you up to see all those stickers. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. We have a lot more content coming to our network this week. And yeah, Dean, you want to send us home?
Yeah. I don't really know.